Hello, I'm Megan Hauser. I'm an instructional designer. I'm taking you on a whirlwind tour of 10 best practices for online courses. These best practices can apply to any online course at any level of education. They are intended to make the learning experience more student-focused and the course more easily navigable for students and instructors. Tip number 1. When students first log in here, they click on their course and they land on a home page. When you set the home page, have it be a home page rather than the announcements page or the modules page or any other page within Canvas. The reason for this is the home page brings them back to the same place every time. They know exactly which course they've landed on. There's a banner image that's relevant to the course for some visual interest, and there are a few simple links. I keep the homepage very simple so that there's nothing to distract from the obvious things that they need to do. One of the important links here is the Start Here link, which takes all students initially to a page that tells them information and gives resources that they'll need for the rest of the semester. Tip number 2, set up your left side navigation links in a really logical order. Click Settings, click Navigation to get to the links area, and you can just click and drag these into the order that you want them. I prefer to see these in an order of most used to least often used. So once I have them in the order that I want them, I click Save. Tip number 3, use the announcements. Use announcements to communicate with your students on a weekly basis. Click Add Announcement at the upper right. Give it a title like Week 5, Hello, Quiz Week. And then use this message area to include information about what's most important this week. What are you covering? Is there a quiz? Is there an assignment that you want to give additional information about? Tip 4, organize your course into modules. One module per week is a good standard. You can see here I have a module 0, which includes the Start Here and More Resources content. And then I have modules 1 and 2 and additional modules for each subsequent week. Tip number 5, use pages in your modules to organize information relevant to that module. For example, module 1, I've included an initial overview page. You can add images to your pages, give it a relevant title, use some text. Here would be their lists of reading materials, listening, and graded assignments. Tip number 6, use online discussions as a way to get all of your students to interact on an even playing field. What I mean by this is that in a face-to-face course, sometimes the extroverts and the class clowns are the ones that take over the class. The introverts here have an equal playing field. Everybody can post when they're ready for their initial post, and then they can reply to each other through this discussion board in threaded responses, and this gives everyone a chance to get to know each other and make the course a more engaging experience. Tip number 7, use the assignments tool to create graded activities. Make sure that students are always submitting their work online through the assignments tool or quizzes or discussions so that you're not collecting anything outside of the Canvas course. This keeps all students' data within Canvas and protected by the Canvas Learning Management System. Tip number 8, create a weekly video to put on each overview page. This adds your instructor presence to the course and allows students to see your face, hear your voice, and interact with a human being rather than just text on a page. Tip 9, include assignments that have students reflect on content in a personal way. That could mean having students tell you about a favorite song or their favorite type of music and why. This engages students at a deeper level and helps them to absorb information and synthesize the content that you're presenting. Tip number 10, Once you've developed all these different aspects of your course, or even as you go along developing things, use Student View. You want to see what the course looks like to your students. Already you can see that we have fewer links here. Might want to even eliminate more of those links. I want to make sure that every link works for my students and that the videos actually play when I click on them. Thank you for listening to my top 10 list of things to include in your online course.